If you got yourself a Rode VideoMic Go 2 and you plug that 3.5mm input into your camera expecting to get that nice crisp audio only to be like, about the audio quality? Me too. Let's talk about how to fix that. You're actually hearing the Rode VideoMic Go 2 right now. It is positioned just out of frame right up here. And I actually can't make a video like this without mentioning two quick things before we talk about tips that I have for you to get better audio out of the VideoMic Go 2. Of course, if you're shooting a video like this where you have control over the set, please don't mount this on the camera when the camera is 3 feet or more away from you. Get this a lot closer to you, put it on a boom arm, mount it to whatever you can so that it's a lot closer to you and you will get better sounding audio. I also have 2 large sound blankets in my recording space that are doing the heavy lifting when it comes to reducing the echo sound, those reflections in the room. Those 2 things alone are great ways to help guarantee better audio that you have to work with in post. But all right, let's talk about the Rode VideoMic Go 2. Now, I was personally disappointed, as I said in the intro, when I first got the Go 2. Of course, it is more directional and better at focusing in on the subject than just using your camera's internal microphone. So it is an improvement with regard to that. But when it comes to the tone of the sound, I just wasn't that thrilled with it. So this is a sample of audio from the VideoMic Go 2, just using the 3.5mm output running directly into the camera. This is how it sounds. A little bit on the muddy side, definitely not a lot in the high end as far as that crisp sound that you're looking for your videos. However, the VideoMic Go 2 has a second output, and that's what we need to establish here. So my tips about getting better audio out of the Go 2 are going to revolve around that second output. The USB-C output is totally different than the 3.5mm output, and that is what you've been listening to. You've been listening to audio recorded in my computer from the USB-C output, which I have then just synced to the video in post. If you've never done that before, super easy. All you have to do is make a loud noise when you start recording, usually a couple of claps. Use anything you want to record the audio, and then in post in your video editing software, you just use those waveforms. You look for those big spikes from those claps, sync up the audio that way, and you're good to go. Not to mention that recording over USB gives you 24-bit audio from the VideoMic Go 2 instead of 16-bit audio, which is what it will be if it's recorded in your camera. So basically, that is tip number 1. Use the USB-C output of the VideoMic Go 2 whenever possible, because the difference is huge. And don't forget to take advantage of the fact that the VideoMic Go 2 is compatible with mobile devices. If you're thinking, you know, I don't record in a space where I have a computer near me that I can record my audio on, you can record from the VideoMic Go 2 straight into your phone if that's all you have with you. All you need is one of the adapters for your phone, depending on what type of phone you have. If you have an iPhone, then you can use one of Rode's cables that goes from USB-C to Lightning, or you can use one of Apple's adapters, the camera adapter or the powered USB adapter. And then you can use any recording app that you want on your phone to capture the audio. Rode has a free app called the Rode Reporter app that records in 24-bit 48 kilohertz, but you can use any app that you're comfortable with, and that is a way to get that external audio recorded in high quality from the Go 2, even if you're not near a computer. So is it really that simple? Well, yes, it can be. If that works for you, if in your recording setup you generally will always have access to a computer, just record your audio externally using the USB output, sync it in post, and you'll have much better quality audio than if you used only the 3.5mm output. But the VideoMic Go 2 has another trick up its sleeve. If you just really want to have your audio in your camera, in the video, and don't want to sync in post, first I would encourage you to give it a try because, well, it's fun and it's 24-bit audio instead of 16-bit. But if you're dead set on having your audio baked into your video and not syncing in post, you can still get better quality than just using the 3.5mm output by itself. So first, go ahead and connect that 3.5mm output from the Go 2 to your camera, but I still want you to connect that USB-C output to a device that you can get Rode Central on, and that could be a tablet, a phone, or your computer. So any device that you can get the Rode Central app on, connect that USB-C output as well. Now, open up the Rode Central app, select the VideoMic Go 2, and go to the direct monitoring setting. That's the one with the headphone symbol. Make sure that direct monitoring is on and turn the level up to around the 50% mark to start with. Now turn your camera on and check your audio meters on your camera. What you want to do is adjust the audio input level on the camera so that it is below 50%. That'll make sure you have lower noise in the audio in the camera, and then adjust the audio output in the Rode Central app until you're getting a good recording level. Of course, just like always, you don't want it too high because you want to avoid clipping, but you also don't want to set it super low because then you'll have to boost it a ton in post. Now do a test recording and then listen back to the results. And here's a sample of the audio recorded directly into the camera from the 3.5mm output with the USB-C output connected to my computer at the same time. Yep, that was still the 3.5mm output, no post-processing applied other than normalizing the level, and it sounded way different, right? Much better. It sounded a lot more like the USB output than the 3.5mm output, and that's because we were powering it with the USB bus power from whatever device we connected it to, and we were just monitoring that signal, basically. Just for good measure, here's one more sample. One more time, here's a sample of the audio just using the 3.5mm output, the raw sound with no processing applied going directly into my camera. Now, if you do that, you can still record to your external device and capture the audio in your camera at the same time. In fact, that's what I would encourage you to do, because then you've got external audio captured at 24-bit, you've got better quality audio captured at 16-bit in your camera as well. So if for any reason your computer stops recording in the middle of the video, you'll still have the output audio into your camera where you can use that, and it will be better quality than if you had just used the 3.5mm input by itself. And that's it. That's how you can avoid that sort of muffled, not crisp sound of the 3.5mm output on the VideoMic Go 2. Take advantage of that USB-C output, even if you're still going to be using the 3.5mm input into your camera. Now, I do recognize not everybody will be able to take advantage of this in all recording scenarios, but I think in most setups, you should be able to take advantage of that USB output, especially because the VideoMic Go 2 is compatible with mobile devices. Let me know in the comments if you found this helpful. Also, let everybody know if you have your own tips to share about getting better audio with Rode VideoMics. Do me a favor and hit that like button if you did find the video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to the Semi Pro Tech and Gear channel. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.